All right. Welcome to the Beverage Podcast, episode 16. I'm your host, Tucker Maltby, and I'm here with...
Kyle Samuelson. Sorry.
Is that your new surname? Sorry?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Also Kyle Puckett.
Kayla Samuelson.
And Tucker Maltby, again. For the purposes of recognition, I will henceforth be referring to Kyle Samuelson as Sharon.
Oh, come on. You can't give me any... Just call me Sam Lee or something. That's what other people call me.
I will be referring to Kyle Samuelson as Sharon.
I hate you so much right now.
And I will be referring to Kyle Puckett as a Big Dick Swangin'. And I will be returning to Kayla as Kyle. No. So, as we do every week, I'll go around and we'll talk about things, mostly nerdy things we've been reading, watching, listening to, etc. Starting with Sharon.
Oh, gotta hit you in the face. I've been watching all the superhero shows, catching up on the TV, all the network shows. Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow were on hiatus this week, but catch up them. And just started Jessica Jones, only got 4 episodes into it. Other than that, not a whole lot. I've watched the Civil War trailer like 6 times, but that's about my extent to this week.
Cool. Big Dick Swangin'.
Alright, let's see. This past week, started up Jessica Jones, watched the first episode. Really liked it. I felt like I needed some Xanax after watching just the first episode, but it's gonna be good. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that. Watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of Supergirl today. Time in preparation for this, so good first impression. Of course, Flash and Arrow, I'm up on. Those are my 2 shows that I watch every week. I've also been playing boatloads of Fallout 4. I just had a moment because I saw some Loctite over here. I need to pick that up so I have adhesive to make stuff.
Yes. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Kyle?
The same, Jessica Jones. I didn't like it at first, though, but it's growing on me. I mean, I personally think Daredevil's better, but that's just me.
We also have 9 episodes left to go in the season.
I know, but I like the way Daredevil's set up, and like it's a good. Don't get me wrong, Jessica Jones is good, and it's turning out better the more it goes on. But I think Daredevil's gonna be the better show overall. But I don't know.
TV shows get better the more you watch them.
I've heard a lot of people say that I like Jessica Jones more than Daredevil.
I guess it all depends on your
But
preference.
I like them both. They're both hard to compare because Daredevil is more of a superhero show with lawyer stuff, but Jessica Jones is more of a detective show with superhero stuff.
It's like
It's noir.
New era noir style detective drama thing.
It stays detective throughout most of it.
And I mean, I know again only 4 episodes in, but Daredevil obviously feels like the more violent of the 2, while Jessica Jones is more of a mental aspect.
Yeah, definitely.
The purple man definitely scares the crap out of me a heck of a lot more than Wilson Fisk does.
Right, because there's more. I say there's more of a threat with Purple Man. But there can be a threat if you do Kingpin right, just like with his influence and everything.
Right.
But they didn't really get into that very much in Daredevil.
Well, in the first season, I think they're going to get into it more in the second season when probably going to turn out, hey, he's still running things in prison or whatever.
If they do something like that, that would be interesting.
It'd be nice to
see how do you arrest somebody you already arrested.
It'll be fun to see how they incorporate Punisher into second season. Like that's Now, what I'm interested about is, I mean, you get a lot of Luke Cage in Jessica Jones. Like, you get a lot of Luke Cage in Jessica Jones. He's having his own show, so is she going to be a fixture in that, or is it going to be something else they do? I mean, I'm just wondering what they do, because, like I said, Luke Cage has just a significant storyline in this show so far.
Spoiler alert, Luke Cage is a significant part of Jessica Jones.
Right, let's not talk too much about it.
I'm not saying much.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Banged in the first episode.
Kristen Ritter's super hot.
So,
right.
There's that.
Anyway, before we get to it, I did things too. So.
Did you?
Really?
Oh.
I did. I finished Jessica Jones. Within that weekend, I finished it. This is pretty old. I write down the stuff that I've done. I watched Pixels with Adam Sandler. My 8-year-old cousin rented it, and I was like, I guess I'll watch this. So I watched it. It's awful. I read the new Vision book from the New 52, not New 52, All New, All Different Marvel, which was really good. It's not superhero-y though. It's like, I've heard it described as like American Beauty with the Vision, because he built a wife and children and he's living in the suburbs, and he shut down his emotions because he was having this problem where every time he had an emotional reaction, he would see all his memories would like project in front of him of when he felt that. So when he was trying to save someone from a fire, and he started seeing there's only one person on the bus, but in his eyes he was like filled with people, and he didn't know who to save. So he ended up like erasing his emotions. So
I heard Frank Miller's doing a third Dark Knight.
yeah, Dark Knight 3, Master Race.
It's gonna be exciting. I've read the first one. I like it. Never
First
know there's a
one's
second one.
Good. Second one is pretty bad. And I've heard good things about this one. It's not for me, but I read it, but I didn't really like it. I almost died. On Saturday, I was going to record with Marcus, and it was snowing, and first off, it was snowing. He was like, do you still want to come over and record? And I was like, yeah, why not? Who cares? And then on my way there, he called me and he's like, my power's out. So I didn't take that as a sign, so I was like, well, I'll still come over. So I went on Old Colonial to try and go around some of the lights, and they hadn't shoveled it, and I lost control, and I hit a guardrail, and if the guardrail wasn't there, I would have slid down into a ditch.
And now he's presenting this to us as a ghost in our home.
I am a force ghost. I've seen all of you naked.
I thought you did that before you died.
I know, I'm just saying. Just bringing it up now. But yeah. And the car, I just heard on Thanksgiving that the car's totaled, so.
Aww.
That's great. So, I'm starting a GoFundMe to buy a new car for my dad. But another thing is that I drove my dad's car, and it has a seatbelt indicator, so if you don't buckle up, it won't shut up about it. Mm-hmm. And usually I don't wear a seatbelt in my car because it doesn't have that feature, so I wouldn't have been wearing my seatbelt if I had driven my car. So it's just like...
Obi-Wan Kenobi was watching over you that day.
Whoever. Mm-hmm. I still hit a guardrail, so he wasn't watching over me that great.
But did you die?
Maybe.
Were you
I
injured?
just disappeared. Okay. Well, that's it. That wasn't a nerdy thing, but...
You, Tucker. Everything
wanted
involving
to
you is
say it.
nerdy somehow.
It was just my one story for the week.
It's good. It's good to get into your personal lives. It's
So
always
this-
nice to know about
yeah.
that.
So this episode, we're going to be talking mostly about the TV shows, just because I never get to talk about them with Marcus because he doesn't watch any of them. So we're just going to be going over Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and just our thoughts about Legends of Tomorrow. Because there was a new trailer. Has everybody seen that?
I have not gotten to watch it yet. I was at work all day, so.
Well, we can pause and watch it before we go.
Or you can watch it while we're on the broadcast so people can hear us.
No.
Trying to bring innovative ideas to this, Tucker.
Shut your mouth. So we'll start with Arrow. So what have we thought so far? Episode 1 through 8.
Yeah, what do you have? 7 or 8 now?
9. No, 8 is the crossover because 9 is in the mid-season.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
2 through 7 right now.
Yeah.
Freaking love Arrow. It still remains my favorite, though. I will say Flash is really quickly, and I don't mean that pun intended. Catching up. Flash is doing a really good job, but Arrow is always my favorite superhero, and so I really like what they've done with Arrow as a show. Much better than what they did with him in Smallville. I just think Stephen Amell brings a lot to... think Stephen Amell plays Oliver Queen and Arrow better than anybody's ever been able to do the two at the same time. Like how everyone complains, oh, this guy was a good Batman, but he wasn't a good Bruce Wayne. Or he was a good Bruce Wayne, not a good Batman. I think Stephen Amell brings a really good quality to both aspects of the show. It's getting campy to a point because, trying to mix it in with the Flash universe, it's a bunch of, superhumans or metahumans and superpowers and magic. Now, the Constantine episode was awesome, but it's feeling less like Arrow, but I don't hate the direction it's turning, but it's still, they've got to tread carefully with it because, you don't want to jump over too much for something you've established dark, gritty realism, and now you're doing some more with it, so you just gotta watch out for that. So,
I like the direction that they're taking his character, because if you were to, right now, after watching some of the latest episodes and go back and watch season 1, he's a completely different character, and I love that. The fact that the characters are changing and that they're developing over time and that the relationships are shifting between characters. It just makes it a lot more compelling than, we don't still have the same Green Arrow who sang the same line before he shoots somebody in the chest every week, like he was in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
He's changed. And I like how to really visually show that with a new costume, and then also choose a new name for him to show that I am a completely new character, and then also with Oliver is a completely new, changed, different character. Because season 1 Oliver would have run for mayor,
Right.
anything like that. So
It feels like he's a lot more positive this season too.
The
going on vacation helps.
Right. Sorry. The flashbacks are getting more and more compelling. Like if there's ever been they've improved on a lot of things, but the flashbacks, especially from season 1 to season now, they are constantly getting better and better and better. For what they're doing. Like I think the storytelling on it's better. Obviously, next season it'll be the last flashback they can do because it'll be year 5. But I was always wondering, what are you going to do for 5 years on the island? Especially because season 1, it had its times where it just felt weird for it. But they've come up with some really, really brilliant ideas. Obviously, like I said, the Constantine episode was really smart. They did it in a really good, the magic aspect in a really good way. Really enjoyed the humor that the constant character brought to it. I liked him in the show that was short lived, but that's been my favorite part. Is I look forward to it's what are you doing on the flashback this time, because working for the government, right? Or cause it's not a
Clearing someone.
Yeah, working
Blitzkrieg. Clearing Blitzkrieg.
And you're seeing Oliver develop into who he was coming into the first season. At times it felt like they were trying to make him how he is now and try to show this flashback, but it's really building to, okay, he was that let's kill everybody first season Oliver through the flashbacks now. So it's really well done.
Yeah. Kayla, anything to add? Kyle?
I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Thea and the issues with, after being resurrected, the bloodlust issues. Especially, with not just her, but also on a larger scale with Sarah, because, she was actually resurrected and stuff after being dead. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with that, because it's not like you can just have Thea running around killing random people, because something will catch on. But, it seems they've hinted at something that there might be a solution that won't involve killing people, but I'm interested to see what happens with that, just because that's kind of, how's that going to affect that relationship between her and Oliver if that happens, and so that'll be interesting to see how that happens. And I like how they brought back Adam too. They didn't, how he's helping but staying out of the picture at the same time, and I think that could really help change things. But that makes it interesting because you kind of bring the love triangle back into play with Oliver and Adam and Felicity. So I'm a big Felicity Oliver fan, but you never know. It'll be interesting to see how they play on that, if they're gonna play it up or they're just gonna let it go.
All the Steve-O life.
Yes, those are all good points. So we sort of covered Oliver. He's changed his name. He's Green Arrow now. I want to bring up the point. In the first, I think it was the first episode back. Why is Felicity doing all the firing if she's the CEO of the company?
Because it's a dysfunctional company.
It's like, you have to do all these firings, CEO.
Right.
The board is like,
Apparently, all
fuck
she
you,
does
fired.
is just fire people.
Yeah.
She doesn't do anything.
No.
She doesn't look over financial reports or.
Not at all. Not at all.
Just
She's
fire people.
just fire people.
She actually just hangs out with Mr. Terrific all day. That's what she does.
I love the American the IT crowd guy, the American version of him. He makes me laugh.
The black guy, or whatever his name is.
Holt. I don't know
Holt?
his first
Yeah.
name.
Is it?
I should really pay more attention to non-important
He's
characters.
Mr. Terrific in the comics.
Oh, good for him. He just reminds me of
Because he had his T spheres in that one episode and his holographic contact lenses that he was inventing. So they were like,
right.
I need to
Okay.
think of a new invention to make money, and then he's like, here are these things that are my gadgets in the comics. Can we sell those?
he just
Right.
reminds me of the guy from the IT crowd.
Somehow I don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
He's like, no, they cost like too much to make. Sorry. I was thinking during the Constantine episode, if when they went to the spirit realm and it was like the same set as the Andapar bot, when like the Razak, basically a guy in the Razak Ghul costume comes out. Yeah, it would have been cool if it like actually was Razak Ghul. If it was like his spirit was like forced to like protect Sarah or something. I think that would have been cooler than just like some other guy in this costume.
I hope they bring Constantine back more. I think they included it in a way that isn't too campy and.
He's supposed to be in Legend of Tomorrow, from what I was reading. Like they're gonna bring him in for a few episodes.
I heard that he was going to be in the season 2 of it. He's supposed to be like a main character or something.
Oh, good.
I heard a interesting thing about how Diggle, he didn't want to save his brother, and everyone's just like, why? When it's like the whole series is about them making terrible decisions to save their siblings and it blowing up in their face. So he's like, he's watched that happen, like the whole season, the whole series. He's all like, nah, you can just be evil. I'm not gonna deal with that. We don't have to save my brother.
Exactly. Diggle has some sense.
Yeah.
For once.
He's like the only one, and he's just straight up shooting people.
Plus, there was one, like the one episode where they actually did go and save him was like the episode where they found out he was alive.
Right.
Because he just thought he was dead, and then he was like, he's still alive, but he's a terrible person. So the person that I knew is dead.
gone.
I don't
He's
want to
been
save
dead
that
for a
person.
while.
Right.
Basically, Diggle now feels about his brother how Kyle feels about Ross all the time.
You're not wrong.
All right, I won't bring it up if we ever need to save Ross. We have to save Ross. Nah, I'm good.
Well, yeah, especially not the next week or so. Like, no. Oh, no. I just got new power.
That fight scene from
To be
that
fair, I
episode
think
is
your
really
brother
good,
would
too.
appreciate that you don't give up Fallout to save his life. I think he understands your priority
Like,
list.
new power armor. Save my brother.
Eh.
Also, that episode had that really great fight. With
Yes.
When the Atom.
I loved the
flying
Atom
around.
showing up. I was like, that is
Felt
so
very-
Iron Man. I loved it.
Because Iron Man's the best.
Although I wondered where his Emperor Palpatine Electro gauntlets went to.
Right.
He
Yeah.
almost killed. I'm pretty sure he killed Roy last season with them.
That's why Roy isn't there anymore.
And then that
They
that
cloned
scene,
him.
That scene just ended. With, like Oliver left. I'm like, Roy is on the ground. You just got like Emperor Palpatine.
Right.
You want to make sure he's okay.
They just cloned him. It's fine. That's what they did in Young Justice. So.
I miss Roy.
He's supposed to come back.
I thought
He's making a guest appearance. I'm
I thought I
sorry.
saw that Colton Haynes was just done. Like no more.
He's coming. He's being a guest.
Good. That makes me happy.
Guessing back so he can be useless again.
I miss.
Yay.
I miss Arsenal.
Yes.
Wonder why he's not on Legends of Tomorrow.
It was a contract thing. Like he was only supposed to be a special star every so often. Then they extended his contract because of shooting issues with Teen Wolf, I think, or whatever he was on. Because like his character stopped being on that, and then he was like, wants to go do other things like wear blackface on Halloween all the time. So
What? Did he do that?
yeah, like twice.
Oh, well. And like that scene afterwards, and they're all sitting around like the circle table. It felt very like Justice League, because like they could do a Justice League show. And it would be awesome, especially with that one scene. Also, why is Oliver keep getting beat up in like every episode? It's like there's too many characters.
Oliver's a Power Ranger, basically. Gets his
Now
ass,
that he's on a team,
gets his,
he doesn't have a lone wolf syndrome, and he actually gets beat up all the time.
Yeah.
gets his ass beat and then ends up defeating the putties at the end of the day.
Or it's like
Yeah,
he doesn't want people to think he's the Arrow. He doesn't want to be too good to make people think that he is the Arrow. So he's letting himself get beat up. So
That's
they're like,
fair.
oh, he
Which is
probably
possible.
isn't the Arrow because he
Well,
sucks.
he's also fighting against magic now. I mean,
No, he got beat up by that police lady, and now
Oh,
right.
yeah.
The
she's just a
tactical
police
lady.
woman.
Where
Right.
she is the piano wire on him or something.
And she like stabbed him in the spine with
Right.
his gauntlet.
I was like,
Plot.
what?
Oh my god, my plot.
Yeah, your plot blade pierced my plot armor.
No. So, who is it? What's our theory on who Felicity's dad is? Because they've said he's going to be revealed this season.
I mean, I guess I just didn't think anything of it, like who her dad was.
Do we think it's Damien Dark?
No,
I don't think they do
because she
that.
knows what Dark looks like.
Yeah.
Does she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
she's
mean, they've
seen
seen
him.
his face
Doesn't
numerous
mean
times.
she's
I don't
ever
think
met
it
his
would
her
be-
dad.
I don't think
thought
it'd be
he
Damien.
left before when she was a baby.
See, I guess it all depends on
Her mom hasn't seen him.
how you interpret it. So that's,
don't know.
That's fair. I don't know. I mean, maybe
I hope it's not. That'd be too campy.
it would. It's probably what would lead into theories of her being in the graves, of her being the one in the grave. So
Because they've also cast the Calculator, who's a Batman villain, who's more of a smart guy, tech person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because it could be, because Damien Dark is preparing the city for other people from Hive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting my money on that's one of those people from Hive that's going to come later in the season.
Just a rando.
that's fair.
I mean, I thought it would be cool if it was Damien Dark, but Calculator makes more sense to me.
I guess I just never thought of it being someone important. I thought it was just going to be a character, and it was just going
So
to
it
be.
could just be some
It was just going
rando.
to be what's it called, exposition or whatever, for him to be in there.
It's like, oh, here's your dad. Push him out of the series.
have another
forever.
have another weird episode with another parent. I like her mom, but like those episodes get annoying.
Yeah.
So do you think Mr. Terrific will get a costume this season?
Probably not this season.
I think it'll be next
Adam
season.
didn't get his till like the very end.
I'm seeing another lab shootout where he does something with his T-spheres.
I just don't
And
think.
he's like, hey, wait a minute, I can do this. As like a
'Cause you've already
Olympic
established-
decathlete.
Yeah, he establishes that he does
Everything.
base jumping and he
Yeah.
He's
He's a-
he's an Olympic runner or
he's a
decathlon,
Decathlon,
right?
yeah.
bronze level decathlete,
Yeah.
Olympic.
So, I mean,
He's super smart and
I mean, obviously, depending on what they do with the second half of the season, I just feel like this first half isn't really letting us think they're going to do much with him this year.
Right.
You know.
We got Hawk people coming.
Yeah.
What do we think about that on the crossover is next week?
I'm not sure how I feel about the Hawk people. Like, I don't know. I don't. I mean, we've seen the costumes and we've seen. I just don't think I'm gonna be a big fan of them. I don't.
Well, the Hawk people are their comic book origins are very complicated, overly complicated for people whose only power is they fly.
Don't they have super strength or whatever?
Yeah, that comes from like the belt or whatever that they wear.
They have the nth metal that allows them to fly, and they have
I just want to see her
some
mace.
healing. From the trailer for Legends of Tomorrow, the wings look kind of crappy when they aren't like in motion. Like they have that. There's a scene where they're like jumping toward each other, and their like wings come out of their skin or something stupid.
That's the problem with TV
Yeah.
graphics.
But what I'm excited for is that Green Arrow and Hawkman usually never get along in the comics because Green Arrow is mostly liberal in his worldview and Hawkman's more conservative, so they're always butting heads about that kind of stuff.
Damn black gay people.
Yeah.
Man, they're gonna be he's gonna be super upset with Mr. Terrific.
Black and gay. Face to the face.
And you wear glasses? God damn it. Japanese people.
But, yeah. Hawk people are coming.
Excited.
So before we head on to The Flash, let's hear season finale prediction. Mid-season finale prediction. Who dies?
Like, who's in
I'm
the
calling
grave?
now. The death is happening at the mid-season finale.
I don't. You think they do it that early?
They wouldn't do it at the end of the season. If they tease it in the first episode, it'll be at the mid-season.
What?
If they don't, then I'm sorry.
I have no clue
for
who's in
making
it
you do
because
this.
my thought process has been it was going to be. See, I don't know. I guess I just went out there where I thought it was going to be the mother of Oliver's child that they hinted at in the crossover last year. I thought maybe she'd be the person who's in the grave. That's why Oliver's not like super torn up about it. It's obviously
He's pretty tore up about it. He's like, I'm gonna kill him.
well, but he wasn't angry. He was like stern, but he never felt angry about it. I don't think it's Felicity, or I think Barry would have been way more upset than he came across. I don't think it'd be Thea because I also think Barry and Oliver would come across way more upset. I can only hope it's Iris, but we already know it's not. I just want her dead.
Iris?
That's all. That's all.
Completely different show.
That's all that I want is that for Iris to be dead.
Ollie was hitting it on the side. That's why I said
Exactly. It kind of feels like it could be Captain Lance. That's my biggest thought. If it's not the random off-place mother of Oliver's child, I think it's Captain Lance. I think he's the obvious choice at this point.
Okay.
I think Quentin is going to end up like metaphorically or maybe literally taking a bullet, probably for Oliver.
Or Laurel.
And then
We just hope it's Laurel. We all hope it's Laurel.
I don't hate Laurel like everybody else hates Laurel.
Well, I do.
With her, they glossed over the fact, like, a couple seasons ago or last season, how she had never trained to fight. Now all of a sudden she's just an amazing fighter for some reason.
Right, she's been
done
trained by
boxing.
Wildcat, and then Nessa
that-
started training her, and then you're like, and she's been fighting like during those months when Oliver was gone, and she still gets her beat up a lot.
Yeah, she does.
Katie Cassidy does look awkward fighting. Like
She had some cool moments in that big fight at the end of the previous episode, but yeah. So you're saying Captain Lance, Kayla?
I don't know. I at first thought it would be Thea, but then I don't think it will be because that would be. They just, she almost just died. I don't think they would do that, but I don't know. Kind of hope it's Sarah. I don't like Sarah the way that she's come back, but I don't think they'll do that because she's in Legends of Tomorrow, so it's not going to be Sarah. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell.
I'm saying Thea, because we've had a family member die like every season. His dad died the first one. His mom died in the second one. Her sister died, so kinda third, and so
they're gonna kill. They're gonna finish her off this time.
this is it.
Or could this be Colton Haynes' why he's special appearing? He gets killed. Arsenal's
it's
dead.
Not, he's not coming back in mid-season now, unless it doesn't happen in the
Right.
mid-season.
I mean,
I'm saying it's Thea, because then if she dies, doesn't that mean no? Because the person who killed them has to kill them to cure the pit
Right.
thing. That's what I was thinking was gonna happen. And then she goes, and she's all better, and then she goes on Legend of Tomorrow or something.
But
So I'm saying it's Thea. I'm saying it's Thea.
wasn't fighting you.
Don't fight me. You were mouthing it.
I was drinking soda. My mouth was covered up. Oh,
Well, the audience can believe what they want. Let's move on.
Fuck you, Tucker.
Get out. Get out.
This is my house.
Okay, let's go to the Flash. So we've got Flash Season 2. Not Roy. What's his name?
Barry.
Tucker
Barry?
J?
No, Firestorm. First guy.
Oh,
the black guy?
no.
The first one. The white one.
The old scientist
Ronnie.
guy?
Ronnie,
Ronnie's
yeah.
dead.
Oh, Ronnie.
Robbie Amell.
Yes, Ronnie's dead. Quotes.
Didn't see the body.
He's gonna be in Earth 2.
I
We
just
know
fingered your
it.
camera back. I'm
I
super
think
sorry about
that's
that.
what I'm thinking.
He'll be in Earth
he
2
got
when they
shot
do an Earth 2
into,
episode.
Another Earth.
He basically confirmed he's got his own show or something. Probably melded.
He could guest star. So.
Yeah.
But he's on X-Files now, isn't he?
That's only his small show.
It starts in
though.
January.
It's only like 13
Oh,
episodes.
Yeah, so he's that opening scene from the first episode was pretty awesome, and it's like he's imagining it, and it's him and Firestorm versus Captain Cold and Heatwave, and that was very comic booky. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Flash has been spectacular. Like, the show started off really fast, stupid tropes.
Lean into it.
Right, but the show started off super fast. Everything just kind of came at you at once. But every episode just progresses and progresses and progresses. The multiverse that they've introduced this season, brilliant. And they're not doing it in a stupid way. They're not just, nobody's just coming back and forth all the time. It's, you have your purpose, you're serving your purpose. They're not using it as as a cop out for what's happening with these people. I think their introduction of characters has been really good. I like the I can't think of her name, but she was Quinn on One Tree Hill, the new cop lady. His new love interest.
Patty Spivot.
Patty Spivot.
Thank you. She's really good, and she's not Irish, always a plus.
I like that episode when they were on the date.
Yeah.
That was a really funny one when he gets blinded.
Exactly. Oh God, Cisco has been on it this season. His humor off the charts. Like what they're doing with him being Vibe. Just big fan of everything Flash is doing. Just constantly building on itself. They introduced King Shark at the end, just randomly at the end of an episode, and it was cool. It was funny.
That was awesome.
The Gorilla Grodd episode, I think, has been the best episode so far in the whole series. And that's the best thing about it is they built Gorilla Grodd for like 5-6 total episodes over the whole show. And they never just forced him onto us. They always just did little things here and there, and then finally gave him this big, hurrah. And it was perfect. I mean, it was the perfect way you could do it. And it was just, this show is getting so good. And again, Arrow's my favorite, but Flash has never been ashamed of being hokey and special effects and superheroes and magic and blah, blah, blah. And they're having a lot of fun on the Flash. They're just having a ton of fun on the show. And obviously the multiverse stuff just brings a whole new dimension. God damn it. Brings a whole new level of storytelling in a smart way.
That's true. Kyle.
Big something dick.
Big Dick Swanger.
That one.
Yeah. I really like the end of the last episode where to get rid of Gorilla Grodd, they just push him through a portal to Earth 2.
And it's a city of gorillas that have all been experimented on. They need to pass some legislation on Earth 2. There's enough of gorillas that have been experimented on to fill an entire city.
Mm-hmm. So I really
Someone
like
needs to call PETA. There is no PETA on Earth 2 confirmed.
Because it was like, I don't know how they're going to do Gorilla City here and not have it be dumb. But like with the multiverse and having it be on Earth 2, which has already been established as being a very different world, because you had the newscasts in the background. It's like the Green Arrow has been unmasked as Robert Queen.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And you can just like the difference in the architecture and the way people dress and the
Yeah,
technology that they
have. Sepia.
And just the one throwaway line from like the first episode where they meet Jay Garrick and they hand him his helmet back, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that was my grandfather's in the War of the Americas." Like that's the line that's like kind of the same thing from episode 4 when Obi-Wan Kenobi is just like, "Oh yes, your father and I served together in the Clone Wars," and everyone's just like, "What's the Clone Wars?"
Right.
And they don't tell you.
Right.
And you just want to know more about it. So
He had a line where he's like, Atlantis is above the water. And
it's like, oh yeah, my best friend's Atlantis.
My best friend's
Atlantis.
from Atlantis. It's like, Aquaman. Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
really like
Aquaman is awesome. And he's great at Injustice because he's the best fighter.
Fuck you.
that.
Just because I kick your ass with him doesn't mean anything.
I just use green arrows, shoot arrows from you, shoot my ice and lightning arrows away from you.
And I'll just
Poking
like...
the toe.
Yeah,
Why
poke
am
him in the toe.
I losing 15% of my health every goddamn time?
And like just smack him over the head with the Triton. You know that happens. As long as he doesn't use freaking OP stupid as shit laser eyes Superman, I'm fine.
Oh, that isn't nice at all what I do to her with that.
That's lame and stupid, but Aquaman is cool and he's underrated.
But like the cop out at the end of the story of Injustice. We can't beat Superman, so let's just bring Superman from our universe over to Peter.
Right.
Okay, fine.
You can't beat Superman, so let's go get Superman to beat him. It's genius. Kayla, how you feeling about the Flash?
The Flash. I like Flash. I think that we should see more of the doppelgangers. That would be cool. Besides Dr. Light. I mean, that was a cool episode, but it'd be cool to see some of the other characters have powers. You know, obviously Cisco has powers, but it would be cool to see. It'd be cool to see everyone else's doppelgangers and see what they do and do they have powers or not. It'd be kind of cool.
Caitlyn's.
So can someone explain the logic to me of why doppelgangers need to kill their counterpart?
The only reason she had to was because Zoom wouldn't bring her back if she didn't.
Well, and she thought that she could, if she killed the other
her.
right, that
Then she could assume her identity.
Right.
But
And
then they find the dead one, though. And feel like
Maybe not. I don't know.
she's just dead.
but she needed to.
kill her and make it seem like Flash killed.
Right.
I thought, yeah, like she becomes the Earth
new,
one, and Flash,
killed
the Earth
Dr.
2
Light,
version,
and she
and
could
so
live
Zoom would
normal.
stop going after her.
Right, because Zoom wasn't going to leave her alone. So she killed the other one and became
But Adam
her.
Smasher killed his counterpart first thing.
Probably because he's crazy.
Well, yeah, that's true.
They'll explain it. I mean,
Hopefully.
we're 6 episodes in, so 6, 7.
I think, like, she said that. It's like, okay, it wasn't a good plan.
Yeah, she
or
did.
something.
But
But why is the Flash killing all of his bad guys now? That's what I want to know. Adam Smasher's dead.
He didn't mean to kill him, though.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't think
Totally did. He lured him in there and
He
I
turned
know,
it
but-
on. Locked him in there.
Turned it on.
But I didn't think. I thought he thought it wasn't going to kill him because of his abilities. I thought it was just gonna.
He didn't say that. He didn't
He just
care
did
at
it.
all about it. He just turned it on. He's dead. He's
well,
like, we
maybe
got him, guys.
Maybe he's grown a conscience. Maybe he's decided to start killing people.
Well, that's not a conscience. That's the opposite of a conscience.
Hey,
maybe
it's a
he's tired
conscience
of
for some
seeing,
people.
people he loved die. He loves or other people.
But nobody cared that he died. No one on the team was like, "Oh, oops, we killed him."
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I think Barry's getting sick of Ronnie has died twice now, and his mom died, and he all these other people. He's sick of
becoming
people.
angry.
Yeah, he's getting angry at these things, and so he's trying to just get rid of the bad guys. He and
they
Arrow
said
are
earlier in
switching.
that same episode, "Oh, Ironhide can handle metahumans now."
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey,
And then
You never know.
what Sand Snake or whatever, he killed him. He hit him with a lightning bolt, and then he died.
I just don't know if he knew it was going to kill him. I thought he thought
He's
it
a
was
smart scientist. What happens when you heat up sand? It
Well,
turns
glass.
into glass.
But what's happened to
That guy
other
kinda
people when he's
deserved to
done
die.
things that they don't die? These ones have just incidentally died. The other ones always lived when they could have died, but they didn't.
And how are you going to contain
Normally people
sand
get struck by lightning and
anyways?
die.
Right.
You can't really contain sand anyways.
Normally, when
Put
there's
them in
a
an
nuclear
hourglass,
explosion
but,
in the city,
I mean,
people don't get superpowers; they just die.
Right.
And then Captain Nicole's dad's dead. But Captain Nicole killed him, but he's still dead. We don't have a supervillain survive until like episode 4.
I don't know. He's grown a conscience. And yes, that can be conscience for some people.
I think a conscience.
I think it's a lack of conscience.
Right, it's a lack of conscience where you just decide.
Especially when they keep
killing
saying
the
that the prison can hold them.
Maybe they
I
just
think
don't
They
care.
brought it up. There's a point in the story where they're like, "Oh, we can hold metahumans now."
I think it's just accidental lapses in storytelling where they're
I
not.
think it's just they.
I think they're just trying to make that everyone makes it assume that Barry doesn't think he's killing them, but it just accidentally kills them.
I don't know. I think it's just they forgot. They wrote a line that says we can hold these people, and then they're like,
It wasn't just
kill
one
them.
line; they mentioned it a couple times. I think.
Right.
Actually, you're right. You make a good point. Caitlin, Earth 2 Caitlin's supposed to be Killer Frost, right? That we saw from the timeline.
I'm assuming.
That's what I was thinking.
That's gonna be awesome.
Do we think Cisco's gonna get a costume?
No.
Because he, in comics, Vibe is a superhero. But he has, like, sonic powers in.
I don't think he will.
No?
What was the nickname they gave him?
Vibe.
Vibe?
He keeps saying, I get a vibe.
Yeah, that's stupid. But
The only reason he says that is because that's his name in the comics.
I get that, but I don't know. No, he should just be normal. Don't make him weird.
Oh, and alternate Harrison Wells is just a jerk. I keep saying that I hope that he gets in a fight with someone in every episode, and he has so far.
I love that Tom Cavanaugh is back. He's one of my favorite actors, and he's playing it super well right now. I'm really enjoying.
And he's very different from old
Agreed.
Harrison Wells. Reverse Flash Harrison Wells, sorry.
Well, Eobard,
Yes.
right?
Eobard Thawne.
So technically it's the third Harrison Wells. But
Right.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, he's very different from the other two.
But that
Kind of
makes
a
you
jerk.
wonder if that's Earth 2 Harrison Wells, did he steal the identity of someone as well?
No. This is the actual Harrison Wells, and he's just a dick. The Earth 1 Harrison Wells was just killed by Eobard Thawne, and he was not a dick.
I know,
From what we were
That
told.
we know of.
that we know.
he didn't
But
seem like a dick.
Yeah.
Right now, this is the actual
5 minutes he was out.
Harrison Wells
I guess
from Earth 2.
just makes you wonder though, because I mean, he
And-
could have had a different name and we wouldn't know it.
But that would be Earth 2 Eobard Thawne from the future
Right.
that you were looking at. But that's not who this is.
Right.
That's true.
I thought it was cool that Joe just immediately tries to shoot him once he sees him.
Yes.
It's like, oh no.
I'm cool with that.
That was awesome.
I like his character development too. Just one bullet right accidentally into Iris. That's all I want. There was this episode. One of the episodes, like episode 3. Like it starts off with
She's
him
falling from
off
the
of a
building.
building.
Jump
Okay,
out the window.
Saves her.
Right? And I'm just like, Flash, just let her fall. Just let her fall. She's dying. Just let it happen, okay? Why can't you just let her die? She's a terrible actress. She makes the show very hard to watch for me sometimes.
I don't think she's as bad this season.
She gets on my nerves.
She actually has a point in the story this season.
That was a cool Lois Lane
Kinda.
thing
'Cause there was
when she jumped out the window.
there was a very good part of the last episode, I think it was, when Barry's dad's back in town. They're all hanging out at the end of the episode, and Joe was talking to Iris, and he says, sometimes when Barry's dad is around, I forget that he's not my son. It's kind of like, oh, I wish I had my own son, and Iris is just like, yeah, yeah, I definitely don't know anything about that. So,
Oh, does he not know yet?
no.
Mm-mm.
Iris is the only one that knows that.
That
he has a
he's
son.
Wally West is coming to Flash.
But she actually does serve a purpose this season.
Yeah, she's doing stuff.
I guess she still annoys me though.
Stop.
Why?
You don't need a plate of Cheetos.
You don't need a plate of
You've already
Cheetos.
eaten off the bag. Put them down.
Alright, after that domestic dispute. So, let me see.
Won't be domestic.
We talked about
after that
Grodd.
long.
Grodd was cool. Remember that part?
I talked at length about what I liked about Grodd. I think they're doing a good job. Who do we think is Zoom?
That's well, I was gonna save it for last.
Sorry.
Quit jumping ahead, Dumpling.
Okay, mid-season finale.
Barry.
I'm saying that they're gonna reveal Zoom then.
Oh, I don't know if they're gonna reveal him just yet.
I think they
No,
will.
I think they'll wait till the next half
Well,
of the
then
season.
whatever. You can all be wrong.
Well, you could be wrong, and then I can say, haha, Tucker, suck it, but
Who do we think Zoom is? Because we've already know that there are evil versions on Earth too. Because Linda Park is Dr. Light, like she said. So it's clearly going to be someone that we know on the show.
should be the dad.
I think it
Not
is.
Barry's dad, but
Joe?
yeah, I think it should be
I
Joe.
think Zoom's white.
Why are you assuming Zoom's white?
Because I
Are
think
you racist?
Because I think from the photos they show, I know you can from all those fan theory photos, but I think everything I saw, he just kind of, I think it was you saw a little more white than black, but I don't know. I think it's Barry.
You think it's Barry?
I think it's Barry. Barry too.
Alternate Barry. Okay. Why?
I guess I'm just going on a hope that it's Barry, you know.
He could fight himself
Right.
in the end.
Speedster. Makes you wonder who Jay Garrick is in Earth 1. Sorry, I'm backtracking, but I just think the setup is, reveal, this evil Earth 2 person turns out to be Barry, and he's fighting himself, and maybe that's the other reason why he wants to be the greatest speedster of all time, is because he knows that there's Earth 1 Barry, and he doesn't want him to be around. He wants to be the only Barry Allen who's a speedster and do some damage.
Well, he says he wants to be the fastest.
Mm-hmm. And I think maybe he thinks the
That's
other
why he
Barry
took
can surpass him.
Did he take Jay's speed? Or,
Yep.
Or did he? I thought he lost it when he went through the vortex.
So I'm going that he thinks that he lost it when he went through the vortex, but that Zoom actually stole it from him.
Okay.
Which would be part of my theory of who I think it is.
But I thought Jay Garrick said Zoom took it from him.
Oh, who was it?
Either way, I think Zoom took his Speed Force from him, so I think it's Wally West, because that's one of Wally West's powers as the Flash, is that he can give and take Speed Force from other characters.
Okay. That's interesting.
So, because that's what I thought when they were fighting and they were on that rooftop. So I was like, oh, he just siphoned the Speed Force away. And I remember from like the one Flash comic that I read from a kid, when I was a kid, it was a Justice League, and to help them escape from wherever they were in, he lent them all part of his speed so that they could get away.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like,
Wally
thought that
is
was one of
like
the
the master of the Speed Force.
so that
like
would
he
also,
becomes one in the future.
like that would also I think,
And how he
make sense.
caught the lightning bolt too,
Yep.
which was stupid.
So I think it's an evil version of Wally West, which I think would play well into kind of how to reveal to Joe that, hey, you actually do have a son on Earth 1. If he reveals that, oh, I'm Wally West, I'm your son. And he's like, what? I don't have a son. And then Iris is like, well, actually, you do. Surprise!
Wally Zoom.
That would be interesting. They probably wouldn't do that at the mid-season then, because he hasn't been introduced.
Because I think that would play very well into the... Because I think the theme, a theme overall of the season of Arrow and Flash is a lot about family. So you see that a lot of like Diggle trying to get his brother back, or trying to like reconcile with what his brother has become, and Oliver and Thea, their family is still dysfunctional and whatnot, and everyone's trying to get their family back in order, and they're trying to do the same thing on the Flash. Barry got his dad out of prison. Trying to be a family with Joe and Iris, and Joe and Iris and the mom are trying to fix their family however they can try to do it. So I think that it being evil Wally West would be interesting.
That's true.
In that whole family dynamic that they have going on in both shows.
Truthfully, if I'm deciding what I want it to be the most, because I think obviously Zoom is gonna die, it'll be Earth 2 Iris. It'll make me feel good inside. Then Earth 2 Iris is Zoom, and they kill her, and it'll at least make things a little bit easier. No, fuck her. She's evil.
No, I know, but it's his friend. He would have a hard time
It's
killing
not Earth 1 Iris. He can kill her. It's cool. He's not killing Earth 2 Harrison Wells for the same reason, that he would kill Earth 2 Iris. Because I like it.
Okay. I'm just waiting for the end of the season when you have Jay Garrick and probably Wally West
Teaming up.
with Barry to take down Zoom.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Kayla?
I don't really have anyone specific, I don't think. I don't think it'll be any of the other doppelgangers. I think it'll be someone different.
Oh, you think it's someone new?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be any, I don't think it's Barry's second or Joe's or anyone like that. I think it's going to be a new person. Because then it'll introduce, you could kill that person, Earth 2, and then that could lead to a new introduction in Earth 1 of that same person. They're doppelgangers, so I think it's someone new.
I think we all brought up good points. I liked your idea of it being a girl. I think it would be cool if it was Patty Spivot.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
That'd be sad.
Are you gonna say the other idea I have?
I don't know. I have a few. Give me a second. I'm going through them right now. Either of the dads, Joe or
I can
real dad.
You're not a real dad.
Barry's dad or whatever.
I can
Barry's
remember
dad.
his name for some reason.
Alan. I don't know. Him.
Jack?
No.
No.
Whatever his name is. Original. Just because he played the Flash in the original series, it would be cool if he was the bad guy. But that's loud.
Sorry.
What is that?
It's our air conditioner over there, actually.
Oh, well, it's gonna be a loud one.
Furnace.
Sorry.
Can't control it.
It's off now.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. Well, my main one is I think it's Cisco.
Why Cisco?
That's not
Because
bad.
Cisco has the power to travel through different realities, and that's what Zoom can do.
So is that why he's so fast?
It's like it's a variation of his actual power where he can go through the portals without like a speed cannon or anything. So it's like a variation on his multiverse traveling abilities. So maybe he's like, it's like something like that.
I don't
Because
mean
he's like vibrating sometimes, and it's
Right.
like his powers is like sense vibrations.
I don't mean to damper that, but isn't Jay Garrick going back and forth between the two?
But he hasn't gone back yet. He's just not
Oh,
around.
see, I thought there was a time he went back there. Thing, ultimate plot twist: Earth to Barry Allen's mom.
That'd be cool.
His dad's name was Henry.
He what?
His dad's name was Henry.
Henry Allen.
Yeah.
I
That's
can
fair.
never remember his name for some reason.
His name is Hank Allen. What? Isn't he like a rocket scientist or something?
He was a doctor.
Yes, he is a medical doctor.
Oh,
Because when he showed up after Barry hurt his back, he looked at his X-rays and he was like, "Oh, you're fine."
Yeah.
So Vicodin accessories.
He broke his spine, and like a week later, he's fine. That was another great part from this season when he's just dragging him across town and going to all the places and just like holding him up.
This is your hero.
And he's so much like physically bigger than.
He looks
Barry.
like a demon. Like
Yeah.
he's intimidating.
Who?
Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking scary.
That's true.
Like a lot of things don't scare me anymore. I don't know, just a weird thing I've been able to do to avoid being scared or anything. But like he's legitimately a scary character.
Okay. That's it for Flash. Woo! Let's move on to Supergirl. I don't think you're all the way caught up. So we're
You're
it's
not
on
really
episode 5.
spoiling any. I mean, how far are you?
Like 3 episodes.
Right. So
You're-
it's,
I know what's going to happen in the season. Because the bad guy is her aunt.
right.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen anything else after that. After
No.
that one episode.
They haven't shown her aunt since then.
You're really. There's really not much to
Yeah.
spoil.
Well, the last
they show that-
episode, kind of.
And Kenshaw gets like choked out by her, and he pulls out her knife and stabs her in the arm. It's like her head's right there.
Right. Stab her in the face.
Stab her right in the freaking head. You know kryptonite works.
I mean, I hope not to spoil, but they basically revealed her version of Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I think
That's about
in the
it.
latest few episodes. You've met him. You've already met him. Though
Astral
that
Lord. They,
Mhm.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
basically going to be her Lex Luthor show.
What
That's
episode
about
was
it.
he in first?
The
The
first
third?
one.
He was in the first one?
He did the first or the second one after she tries to save the oil tanker and ends up spilling oil in the bay. And then
Oh,
Astral
yeah,
Lord's
that's
on
where he
TV.
first
Second episode.
shows
You're
up.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
second episode. Yep. So
And
yeah,
then he gets kidnapped, and yeah.
so
So what do we think of it so far? So I've heard some people don't like it. Some do.
its ratings fell off hardcore after the premiere.
Yeah.
I think if it's falling into Flash territory where it's just it moved really, really fast, but I guess you're expected to know her backstory. Like, I mean, they talked about it for a couple minutes, but then
I mean,
you're
they say
expected
it
to just
before every
understand
episode. They say it.
things. Right. You're just expected to understand how things work. I don't know. I guess the dialogue could be a lot better. Like, I really like Ally McBeal in it, but she, and yes, I know, Callista Flockhart, for anyone who thinks I think her name's Ally McBeal. I think she's good in it, but I just don't like the back and forth between her and Melissa Benoist, and I don't like the love stories. I mean, it's becoming too much like a rom-com than a superhero movie, And I feel like they're trying to.
I mean, it's kind of the same stuff that they've done in the Flash, with the romance between him and Iris. It's the same stuff. Just
what? And I hate Iris. But I think they're focusing a lot more on that than they are anything else. Like in Flash and Arrow, while they do have romantic stuff that does get in the way, kind of annoying sometimes. This is like at the forefront of the show is all her romantic stuff. It's a lot less superhero, a lot more, you know. I mean, if there were a laugh track, I wouldn't be surprised on the show. And so, I like what CBS is able to do with graphics and everything. I think they are far superior to anything we're seeing on the CW, just because I think they've got more money to spend on CBS.
King Shark.
He looked cool. I'm not saying he didn't.
He was way better than
right, but
anything.
okay, but Atom Smasher was
in
garbage.
any of the X-Men movies. King Shark looked better.
Right, but but Atom Smasher was garbage at the same time. So
I like him. I think he's fine.
I thought he looked like one of those inflatable, stretchy jelly dudes.
I thought it looked fun.
But I like the CBS graphics. The thing. It seems like it could be a really good show once it really hits its stride, and if it does do the crossover with the Flash like they're talking about now. I'm just getting really annoyed at, well, my cousin did this, and my cousin does that, and my cousin does this, and my cousin, oh my god, it's just fucking say Superman. Like, they said it 3 times in the whole show.
They can't say Superman every time. So they say, like, your cousin, or Clark,
or can't you say, like, the big guy, or he, or something? Like, but every time I hear...
stop talking about him.
Right, it's like...
You can't keep talking about Superman and have him never show up. He's gonna have to show up at some point.
Well, he Temp shows up.
No, CGI Superman shows up.
He shadow shows up.
Yeah, he showed up, but that's about it.
No, because they said they're not going to have him in the show, like, ever.
They're trying to cast a younger Superman.
It's just really getting to me, all the dialogue. The dialogue in the show is bad. Like, flat out, the dialogue is terrible in the show, and they really need to work on it, because it seems like they're pushing some... I mean, I'm not against feminists, whatever stuff, but they're, like, really pushing it hardcore to where it seems like that's all they're doing, is they're not trying to make a superhero show, they're trying to make an empowerment female show, but they're, like...
Right.
But they're missing the point, you know?
Yes, brings me to 2 dialogue things that you reminded me of. 1, going off of what you just said. When the bad guy from the first episode is waiting at the bar for like some coffee or something in the diner, and the waitress is like, "Oh, sorry, I was just watching TV. You know, I have a little daughter, and it's nice that she has a superhero to look up to." I'm like, "Yes, we get the point."
Right.
And at the very, very beginning of the pilot, it's like, you might know the story of, you know, Kal-El. That was kind of cool how they're like, "This is Kal-El, right? He's going off to him, and I was sent to go protect him." And then in that dialogue between the mom and the younger version of her, so they said something about basically Superman is your cousin like 5 times in the first 2 minutes of the show. I'm like, I get it. They're cousins. I know. You don't have to keep telling me.
Right. They do say that a lot.
But I like how Jimmy Olsen is not a tiny, scrawny, little nerdy redhead.
Big old black dude.
It's like, oh, you're Jimmy Olsen. Okay.
James.
Call me James.
Call me James.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
Sorry, Luke Cage for poor people.
I liked the I don't remember what I think it was. I don't know, but just earlier in the episode, Jimmy says, "Oh, I'm really good at keeping secrets," because he like tells him that her sister works for the DAI.
That alien.
The
whatever.
alien police.
DEO?
Yeah. Department for
Whatever the department is for.
Extraterrestrial something.
Those people.
Yeah. He's like, "Don't worry, I'm good at keeping secrets." And later in the episode, when Wynn is in the room, he's like, "Your cousin Clark wouldn't do something like this." And Wynn's like, "Clark Kent is Superman?" He's just like, "You're terrible at keeping secrets, Jimmy." And I wish that like immediately after that, Clark would like call him. He's like, "I heard that. I'm unfriending you on Facebook, you asshole."
You can hear it all the way up from here in Metropolis.
Not again. I thought that was hilarious.
I don't know if it's like a budget thing, but it bothers me that just their heat vision isn't the same color as it was in Man of Steel.
Right.
It's like I do like that color, but like, why is theirs different from Superman's and Zod's from Man of Steel?
I don't know.
Because that was like an orangey red color in the Man of Steel, but now it's like that light blue color.
I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to show that females have different colored eye lasers.
I mean, maybe it's
I don't know.
I mean, as
Maybe
tight
it's
knit
like
as
unique, like to each person.
well, maybe as tight knit as WB gets with their contract, maybe it's a contractual thing to keep the TV different than the movie universe.
Probably.
You know.
Maybe.
Which is why I think they should distance themselves from Superman as far
Exactly.
as far as they can get away from Superman, because their whole point in making these TV shows is to be completely separate from the movies, so people don't get confused. It's like, wait, Ben Affleck is Batman, but we have Batman running around on TV, or Henry Cavill is Superman, and now there's this other dude running around as Superman on TV. Are they related? Is it a prequel? Is it a sequel? Is it half? I don't understand. It gets very confusing for a casual viewer.
Exactly. I've heard my friend Jerry, who used to work at Decatur, a guy came in asking about Smallville and like what comics they were based on, and like, he didn't understand universes and stuff. Some people are just, they don't get it. Plebes.
I mean, do you wonder if what they're doing with the multiverses in Flash and everything? I mean, what if they're, what if that's their stupid grand scheme where it's all the same, I guess, universe, and they're all grand scheme of things, but, you're at Earth 539 with the movies, and then you're on Earth 1 or potentially 2, fan theory for the Flash Supergirl crossover for all this stuff is that the way they're going to try and convince people that it's all different when it's all the same at the same time? Because
Maybe.
you got Ezra Miller going to play Barry Allen as Flash in the movies, so it's convoluted at the best.
True.
But I like Supergirl. I mean, it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
But it
I kind of tune out when they're just talking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Superman has probably outside of Batman, has probably the greatest cavalcade of villains that it can introduce, especially for its television rights. So, I mean, if they're gonna, they already brought in what's his face, the one that Superman almost died to, and could never beat.
Oh yeah, I don't remember his name.
Right.
I don't either, but
but they're
Reactron. That's what it
yeah.
is.
They've got a lot of people they can introduce, and so I like their villain, at least their opponents.
Right.
Grab
We just
it.
did Livewire the other week,
Mhm.
who was she was made in the animated series, just where she originated. So that was cool.
That's what I like.
Sort of like Harley Quinn, how she was in the animated series.
question is, do we know what or who head of DEO guy is? Mr. Glowy Red
Cyborg
Eye.
Superman, who's who he is in the comics.
It's,
So we
oh
don't
yeah, that's
know
what Kyle
who-
said.
Right.
He was
Don't
telling me that he was probably Cyborg Superman, but
You told yourself that?
you told
Weird.
me that.
it just reminds me of like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. That gets into that kind of territory.
Yeah. So we don't really know his origin, if he's an alien or if he is an actual cyborg, or what his history is with them.
Sorry, fallout
Maybe
moment.
he's just got a weird ass rash.
He's a synth.
He's a synth.
He's a synth.
Definitely a synth.
Kill him.
Uh,
Sorry, that's my Brotherhood of Steel side talking.
Yeah. I hope they do, because in the original Cyborg Superman, it was a parody of Fantastic Four, where he was like a scientist, and they got exposed to cosmic rays, or some sort of generic space ray, and then they, instead of them getting powers, they were like all like horribly disfigured.
Yeah.
And he stretched his consciousness into computers, and he built a robot body and stuff. I don't think they'll do that though. So what villains do we want to see on the show? Because we don't really know what's going to happen mid-season now. I thought or like I said, supervillains or storylines you'd like to see that are Superman related. And I said Bizarro Supergirl would be cool.
Oh.
The New Gods. Do like an alternate timeline where like Supergirl takes over, like they always do with Superman, where like he's evil for some reason, like Injustice or like
like a dictator.
any number
and
of
stuff.
Justice League stories.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So doing something like that would be cool, like a take on it,
Mm-hmm.
where they like imply later in the season that she is stronger than Superman, and then so she like in an alternate timeline she like takes over. There's some sort of revenge society where like all the villains team up against her. Maxwell Lord in like a power armor, like Lex Luthor is sometimes. That'd be cool. A Legion of Superheroes story, where she like goes to the future and meets the Legion of Superheroes. That'd be cool.
I kind of like one of the things you talked about, how like the Flash in the multiverse, how they could have her Earth 2 version come over and it's Power Girl.
Yeah.
And that would be a really cool way to like put them and the Flash together.
Mm-hmm.
Too.
That's just something I said.
The idea that I saw, because CW was talking, since they own, or CBS owns CW, so they can integrate the shows, since the guy who created Arrow and Flash also created Supergirl. One of the forefront ideas is that Supergirl is Earth 2 Supergirl, and there's an Earth 1 Supergirl in the Flash Arrow universe. That they haven't talked about. Storyline I want to see, not just Bizarro Supergirl, I want to see Bizarro. Like, if you're going to keep integrating Superman into this as much as you are, I want to see Bizarro. I think he'd be a really awesome opponent to go up against in the show. I think he'd make a solid continuous villain in the show, because he's kind of dumb, so he gets himself lost probably on the planet sometimes, and then comes back to fight her every so often. I think that'd be perfect.
See Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah.
I would like a Legion of Doom kind of thing. Skull Lair in the swamp included, because I always thought that was super cool when I watched Super Friends.
They've already sort of implied that Superman and Supergirl are the only two heroes on.
Yeah, that's what they like. The end of the first episode is like, my cousin again. Just say the name, because that's the other thing that irks me about The Walking Dead. Just say zombie. I'm pretty sure that's not trademarked. But with Supergirl, at the end of the first episode, they're like, my cousin's no longer the only superhero on Earth. Like, I'm here too, and I'm like,
Right.
Oh, okay.
So there's only 2 of you.
That's what you think.
Right.
Maybe I'm just thinking for National City and Metropolis, do you think those places are even bigger that you maybe don't hear what's going on a lower scale, like Star City or Central City? With other heroes?
I would assume that if something like how they set up the Flash is that after the particle accelerator, now metahumans are a completely new thing that no one has ever seen before, that you think that would become a worldwide story.
Right.
With somebody like the Flash.
Right.
Who can run faster, who can run so fast he can travel through time. You think that would, like, people around the world would know that.
I guess the way I've seen WB set things, or Warner Brothers set things up, though, as like Gotham is smaller than New York, and things that happen in Gotham you maybe just don't hear about in New York City. And I think about nowadays, in New York City or Chicago or LA, you probably don't want to hear what's happening in Minneapolis or Pittsburgh or St. Louis.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I guess it depends on how big each city is in consideration. But again, multiverse stuff.
Maybe. All right. Is that all? Kayla, got anything to add?
Does she make your feminist quarrels or loins?
Oh, another
tingle?
thing. Sorry. Supergirl has this thing of saying, like, of bringing up, like, you're a girl, so you can't do it, or I'm a girl, and this is, and I'm good at it too. And whereas Jessica Jones is just like, she just does it. She doesn't bring up that she's a woman. She just beats the crap out of somebody.
Yep. Like, yeah. She gets all the missiles shot at her or whatever. It's like, is that standard procedure? It's like, yeah, it's standard procedure. Well, for what? A woman? It's like, no, for an alien.
Right.
Still racist.
I don't know.
No, your sister didn't have to go through the fly and avoid missiles test because she can't fly.
I I don't know. I feel more sympathetic as a female with the friend in Jessica Jones than I do any of the heroes, just because, I mean, you sympathize with no matter how hard you train, a guy can always overpower you and everything, and like that precaution of women have to protect themselves with, you know, the steel barricaded door and the bulletproof windows and stuff, and so I don't know, I just haven't felt a connection with Supergirl or Jessica Jones as like a female, you know, a hero. I don't know, I just haven't yet. I don't know if there will be a female hero that I will, but I'm not sure. Supergirl just doesn't for me. She just seems like she's...
You seem to really like Mockingbird a whole lot.
I do like Mockingbird. I think she's probably the closest to... Because definitely not Black Canary or anything, but no. The lame, stupid, lame voice box screamy thing. I don't like it, but...
What? That's cool. I like that.
That's so
Cisco
stupid.
worked hard on that.
I don't care.
How dare you insult anything
Cisco's
Cisco ever
freeze
did.
gun is better than that stupid voice box.
Same scream, different frequency.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Just
That
make
was
it
so
that
dumb.
She doesn't have to open her mouth and look like an idiot.
Right, thank you.
Or just make her a metahuman.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel a closer connection with Mockingbird or with Agent May from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than I do Supergirl or Jessica Jones. They're just more realistic and possible, I guess. That I feel like they've made Supergirl and Jessica Jones too outlandish to where it's not like someone you could look up to or emulate in any way.
To be fair, you're comparing superpowers to
I get that.
non-superpowers.
But there's still a way to make them not so campy and out of control to where, you know, Supergirl, yeah, you could probably connect with the whole assistant thing, but
Agent Carter.
I just feel like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does a better job with, Mockingbird. She's still got her weapon. She can still be considered a hero in a way because she's got those abilities, but she's just more relatable than, I guess, in a way. I mean, obviously you can't be relatable to a hero, but...
Right. But you can identify with people.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right. So, I guess we'll take a break and watch that trailer real quick. Come back, talk a little bit about it, and then we'll wrap up. Is that good with everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay. BRB. Okay.
I don't know if I like it.
And we're back. We just watched it. First impressions.
It's another CW hero show, so it's gonna be good. Doesn't matter what they've made. Smallville, Arrow, Flash, Constantine, or that was NBC, but still, I mean, a lot of the TV shows are good. No, really excited for that. I think I'm most excited to see Adam. I with what Kyle was saying earlier, I think Adam's gonna do a lot of the cool Ant-Man stuff that made Ant-Man cool, the shrinking and getting big and the punch fights. I mean, if you saw Ant-Man, the fight scene between him and Falcon was one of the coolest fight scenes I've seen in a long time, and so that's what they look like they're gonna bring to this show a lot. So I'm really excited for that, and I don't know how I feel about like the time travel storyline. I guess it's gonna be cool, but I just hope it's not too hokey right off the bat, But I'm excited for it. It looks good. I sound super enthused, but I'm really just eating a lot of Cheetos right. I'm kind of subdued by Cheeto madness right now, so I'm sorry if I don't sound as excited as I am.
Like reefer badness, you're gonna go kill some people or whatever.
I gotta go find me a Cheetah.
Good luck with that. I think it's going to be really good. I think the best part of the show is the fact that they're going to get to go to different periods of time because there's so many different places you can go to. But if you add time in as another dimension that you can travel in instead of just we're going to Canada or to Africa or whatever, like we're going to go to 1975. We're going to go to the future. We're going to go to the Civil War or something like that.
They have to blend in.
There's almost endless possibilities of where they can go in time because Vandal Savage is an immortal, and I don't know how they're going to do his background on the show, but his background in the comics is like he's a caveman. Mm-hmm. Like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. So they could go to any time in human history if that's going to be a similar background.
Right.
So I think that's going to be very cool.
Cool.
Well, it'll be interesting to see too if with the time thing how they have to blend in, especially with Firestorm being black. If they go pre civil rights, how
Like
they
20
gonna
years ago.
right? Well, that is 20 years ago. How do they blend in? How do they? Glasses and
What's glasses on?
the different outfits and how do they get away if it looks like Hawkgirl and Hawkman have the stupid wings out their backs. They look like I like Angel. He's one of my favorite X-Men, but I feel like that just looks if they do it the same way it should look okay, but I don't know. I'm not sure how I am with the wings thing, but like how would you hide their wings? And I want to see them dress up in weird costumes like, what is not Heatwave, but his brother,
Captain Cold.
Captain Cold. Yeah, I want to see him in some period costumes and the girls like White Canary putting her in a 1775 big colonial dress and fight. That would be interesting. If they do that, that should be good.
Over.
Yeah. Yes, it would.
I'm excited. I wish it wasn't Heatwave and Captain Cold for no reason other than they are under contract.
Right.
They don't have any other heroes to spare.
It's going to be
Right.
conflict. Like they're obviously there, the same way Suicide Squad has conflict between themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's their point. Is
They'll probably
I'm sure
to betray them and how dare you? And
steal
then I
the
wasn't
time
betraying
machine.
you. Ha, I was just.
right stealing
being
the time
Captain Cold.
machine or whatever. Yeah.
If it was like the comics Captain Cold, I'd be more excited, but I don't like the CW Captain Cold just because he has that weird voice that he does for Captain Cold, and
That is.
he's like all campy, and Heatwave's cool. He's like crazy, but I have this idea of who Captain Cold is in my head because I really like Captain Cold, and it's not what he is on the show.
If his voice were different, I think it would make things a little bit. Because I just don't get why they're doing what they do. I wish they could just be like, well, kind of like Michael and what's his face from Prison Break, what they were in that show. Why not just be human? Because that's what you are. You're human.
Right.
You're a thief.
And the wings thing, I don't like the slow motion shot of them coming out. I don't like that. If they're gonna have their wings out, I just want it to be like when they're flying from far away. I don't want to see them come out, 'cause it looks dumb.
Yeah.
But if they just like pop out and then their like back is they can't see it, that's fine. I don't want to like watch it and look dumb.
Right.
And I like the time travel. I heard that they're going to an Old West place, so I hope that Jonah Hex is there. That'd be really cool. Yeah. If there was like references to Batman and Superman in the future, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the future stuff is what I'm excited for. Like giving hints to like things that will happen in Arrow and Flash.
Mhm.
And I heard that Connor Hawke is going to be in it.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
The future version
He's going to be the
of
future Green Arrow.
Yeah. And yeah.
I think it's pretty clear that Brandon Ruth is going to be. I think he's going to be the. He's going to be the backbone of the show as Adam. I think he is really coming to his own. He's been in like 4 comic book adaptations of something. Scott Pilgrim, Superman, this, and there was another one. I remember seeing him in. But I think he's really coming to his own as a comic book actor, and I like what he brings to the character of Ray and of Adam, and I think he. I really like what I'm seeing as his progression as a storyline in the shows, and I think he's going to be really, really good in Legends of Tomorrow, though. He's my like I said, he's going to be exciting.
I also like how when they're talking about, someone's talking about if we can change the whatever, we can change the, whatever they were talking about. Mm-hmm. And there's the like half a second of Ray in the tuxedo, and there's a woman in a red dress walking toward him that's supposed to be his wife or his fiance before she gets killed. So he's gonna have to deal with that. Like, I could save my fiance, but
that would change
it would change
everything.
the future.
Right.
And then he wouldn't become the Atom.
And they showed in there one of the guys, he had a ring on his hand and it disappears because they screwed with time.
Professor Stein.
Yeah, so he becomes not married and you know, that can.
Finally.
My wish has come true.
This has come true, yeah.
Speaking of the butterfly, do
Stepping
you
on
guys
butterflies.
watch Heroes Reborn at all?
Mm-hmm.
Heroes Reborn, you don't watch it?
No.
Really good, actually.
I'm
I
doing
alright.
some weird X-Men time travel stuff.
I was
Yeah,
skeptical. I
but-
was super skeptical of it because, I mean, just like everybody else, really upset with how they did seasons 2 and 3 of Heroes, but I think they've done a really good job with Heroes Reborn. They put together a good storyline, and I like, that they're not just, oh, haha, time travel, let's just go fix everything. It's like, no, don't fuck with time travel, man.
Right.
Seriously,
like Hero
don't fuck
says,
with time
don't
travel.
step on butterflies. Don't. And
Or
they always
bad shit will happen.
Right. Do not step on butterflies.
Right.
It changes too much.
So, I said Jonah Hex. What other characters do you want to see on Legends of Tomorrow? Like, throughout time.
I'm just excited for all the crossover. Like, when they finally do, after each show has been established, it probably gets into its second season, and we're in season, at that point, 3 or 4 of Flash, and 5 or 6 of Arrow, and everything. When they get all integrated into it, I'm just super excited for a big crossover episode. Like, who do you do as a bad guy, though, I guess? Injustice Superman. That's who your bad guy is. Injustice Superman.
Kyle?
It's not gonna happen.
Who do you want? That's not gonna
I'm not
happen.
gonna see Batman.
right?
We're not gonna be seeing anyone that's big.
No.
Right.
It's gonna be in the movies.
Yeah.
Because that'd be awesome if they went to the future
Yeah,
and they're
stuff.
fighting, and then Batman or Green Lantern comes out of nowhere.
That would be
And
They
just,
could do
starts
They
kicking
could do
butt.
Alan Scott Green Lantern. They can't do Green Lantern Corps, but,
right.
with the big cape and the collar. But
Oh yeah, the old silver. When they go back to
Earth
the
2
50s.
Green Lantern. That's who I want to see on Earth 2 is Alan Scott Green Lantern. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
I think legally they can't have Batman for television. I think there's something in the Batman contract.
Probably.
Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
They can have Bruce
You
Wayne.
can have Bruce
Mhm,
Wayne, but just
exactly.
not at Batman.
It's like the thing that's happened with the Hulk. You can't have a Hulk individual movie, but he can appear in other movies.
Right.
They could do Batman Beyond. Could have old
Yes.
Bruce Wayne and have.
That'd be cool.
That would be
Can't
cool.
wait for
when
Teen
they go to the
Titans.
future.
Oh yeah, Teen Titans would
I
be
think they'll
awesome.
say, that kind of stuff for Teen Titans.
Maybe.
That would be cool if that show happens.
Teen
It is. It's already put in production on for TBS or for TNT.
But it was supposed to have started
Oh,
Oh,
I just thought they
by
were
now.
casting everybody.
that's true.
Jayla?
I don't know. I just want to see Aquaman. I think Aquaman would be cool to show up if you could get Aquaman or, because he's the only one that doesn't seem to be, Wonder Woman's gonna be in her own in the movie with Superman and
Aquaman.
Batman and stuff. So, but I'm saying you couldn't bring in other characters like Wonder Woman or anything. But Aquaman, I feel, especially like Kyle said, they had mentioned Atlantis. It's above water and everything. It'd be perfect to bring in Aquaman in that show and then a crossover, let him start coming in. I think that'd be cool.
That would be cool. To go back in time and they could go to Atlantis if they went back in time.
Like before it sinks or something. Or save it from sinking. Save it from sinking. That's why it doesn't.
no.
Is it sunk in Earth too? Oh dear.
Oh, I had the idea for season 2. It could be Legends of the Multiverse, where they could have heroes from Earth 2 and Earth 1 trying to save things. And the main bad guys could be the crime syndicate. They could have Ultraman and Power Woman and Johnny Quick and stuff like that.
An owl man.
They're going through, instead of time, they're going through the multiverse. So you could have Jake Garrick be on there, Alan Scott, have Power Girl, as Melissa Benoist could be Power Girl. And have Mr. Terrific, he gets his costume so he can come on, and Adam and the Hawk people.
That'd be cool.
And then for season 3, they could just do Crisis and have people from every show come on. So you could have an actual Supergirl come on. You could have Smallville characters could come on.
So
that,
season 3 is just a 5-hour special event that you have to watch, and it's everybody all at one time, and then no more superhero television ever for the history of all time.
It's like that. There's a movie coming out with who's the guy that played Bane?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy is playing both of the starring roles.
Oh
and
yeah, I've
twins.
seen that. Yeah, one has glasses and one doesn't, or something like
So that
that.
would be like.
Whoever knew Tom Hardy and Lindsay Lohan would have something in common.
So that would be kind of. Some of these actors playing
It's like-
multiple characters at the same time would be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, just like crazy crossover. Like everybody comes together.
And then we could see Thad Castle Aquaman again.
That-
Can't wait for that movie.
That's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah, the moment where he put that together, we're like, wait a minute, he was Aquaman.
He can also be Raphael in this show.
We could have that one cyborg that was on Superman. Have him come on and play Cyborg. I don't remember who he was.
No, wasn't that Jet Jackson? And isn't he dead?
Jet Jackson.
He's dead.
Is he dead?
He committed suicide like 2 years ago.
Whoops. I know what they're doing on Legends of Tomorrow now. Gotta say Jet Jackson. Edit all this out. No.
It's always good to talk about suicide on a podcast. Never a bad idea.
Alright. Let's actually edit that out. That's it. That's the
You're
end
bad
of
at
the show.
segues.
Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Tucker's wrong about Gotham. Gotham's way better season 2.
Gotham is garbage, and if you watch it, unsubscribe. Thanks. Don't even listen to this show.
What else is coming out? I don't know.
I like what they're doing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think that's a good show.
Yeah, Kyle isn't watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that's why we didn't talk about it.
You don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I think it's good.
Wow.
He watches it on Netflix, is what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're
over
just
the summer.
Oh, so you're
okay.
really
Over the
behind.
summer, they put the whole season up in like June or July.
Okay. So you're about a season behind then. Okay.
However many episodes they've had this season.
Gotcha.
Did you like Agent Carter?
I'm excited for her that to come back in January.
The first 2 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't compelling enough for me to keep coming back week after week to watch it.
Gotcha.
It's true. It really kicks at the end of the season, so.
In the first season's really good. The second season is again. This season is just so. How you've seen the second season of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. though? Okay, and Kayla's gonna get mad at me for this. Trip has no reason to be dead.
Get
he did
over
not have to die.
yourself.
Why is other black guy alive but Trip is dead? That bullshit needs to be changed. I don't care.
Other black
Get
guy?
over
Joss Whedon
yourself.
show,
I don't know.
people
His
die.
name is Mac.
Mac, whatever.
He hates Mac with a passion.
I hate him. He doesn't need to be alive. Trip did not need to die. He was perfect. He was great. Why did you kill him? Is it because he looks so much like Anthony Mackie and acts so much like Anthony Mackie? You couldn't have 2 Anthony Mackies in your fucking show? Very angry at that.
Get over yourself.
It's been a year.
I do remember seeing the episode and there was a rumor he was going to be in Age of Ultron and I was like, well, guess he's not in Age of Ultron.
Nope.
'Cause he's dead.
He was just he was one of the mountain backdrops.
Okay.
He made a cameo. God, I'm so mad. I'm just so angry.
Pops War Machine was in Age of Ultron. That made me happy.
That was cool.
War Machine's like my favorite.
Civil War trailer. We didn't touch
Yeah.
that at all.
Yeah. Speaking of War Machine and Civil War, did they kill my homie?
Well, he's not dead. If
So
he did
pretty
kill
sad.
him, if like they killed him in that fight, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Because Tony looks super angry.
Yeah.
I think he's just like got knocked
Because it
out.
looks like they ripped
Because he ripped his arc reactor
the
out.
arc reactor out too.
Yeah, it does.
'Cause that's what
That'll kill him.
Winter Soldier was trying
No,
to do in that clip.
Not War Machine. He doesn't live on the Ark.
No, but
He
Tony
neither
does.
Iron Man anymore after Iron Man 3.
That's true. I forgot they took out the shrapnel, but
Right.
He was trying to rip it out and he was still needed it. That would be fucked up.
yeah, it would be.
But
I'm totally not a murderer anymore.
that scene with Bucky and Cap just beating the shit out of Iron Man.
It hurt my
Creating the
heart.
shield back and
It
forth.
hurt my heart because I'm a big Iron Man fan. That hurt my heart.
I'm a Cap fan.
Not
so
me, I'm an
everyone's
Iron Man
like, I was
person.
underwhelmed by the Civil War trailer. I'm
Really?
like, are you underwhelmed by like light breaking every day and being glad you're alive? Then
Yes.
does that underwhelm you too? Just being alive every day.
They're probably going to not like Star Wars.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
those people.
Yes. It's just that hurt my heart. I'm a big Iron Man person. He's
Especially
one of my
that
favorite
line at the end.
heroes.
It's like, I gotta help
Yeah.
him. He's my friend. And it's like, so was I.
Yeah, exactly. It breaks your heart. It hurts. Iron Man's my favorite hero, and then after that, non-powered. Well, I guess Falcon. I'm a big Falcon hero too, or fan too. I love
I
Falcon.
just like Anthony Mackie in general. That dude can do no wrong in my book right now. That dude can go kill like Tom Brady right now, and I'd probably not be that angry about it in the end.
I like Falcon, and I was really upset in Age of Ultron when Falcon was never there, and then he shows up. I'm like, I even in the theater, I'm like, yes, Falcon. So like, I'm really excited for Civil War. I think it's gonna be awesome, especially the whole getting to see the tension between Hawkeye and Black Widow, because they are on different sides and how they're, best friends. And
I'm just really excited that the directors of Winter Soldier and Civil War are going to be the directors of the Infinity War. Don't get me wrong, Joss Whedon's great and everything, but I think what Marvel needs is a bit of tough grittiness.
Russo brothers.
Yeah, I think, that I think to this day, Winter Soldier is the best Marvel film to date, because it's just the best overall movie. It's not just the best Superman, it's the best movie out of them, and it was a great film as a whole. And I think the Russo brothers bring a grittiness and an edge the same way DC does, but I think they do DC a little better than DC does DC.
yeah,
So I think that so what they're going to do with the Infinity War is it's going to be spectacular, because they just know how to tell a story and how to make a movie.
yeah.
Especially using Cap.
Well, next year's line of superhero movies is gonna be amazing, anyways. Suicide Squad, Deadpool,
Batman, Superman.
Black Panther.
Black
In the
Panther.
trailer.
What do you think of his costume? Because I thought
looked a
the
little bit
helmet,
different.
It was metallic,
helmet
wasn't
looked
it?
out of place.
I didn't
Like,
If
notice
his
it.
helmet was like a cloth mask, I probably would have liked it more because it makes his head look a little bit too big.
He
To
kind
me.
of looked like Iron Panther.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
didn't
probably
notice
just that
him.
they just released the trailer and the movie comes out in like 6 months. So they
We might see
still
something a
working.
little different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So it'll probably look
that's probably all special effects.
Maybe, yeah.
But I think they're doing a good job. I just hope it does. The only thing I'm worried about is I hope it doesn't become like basically the Avengers. Just I want them to hold off on the Avengers until the next Avenger films, and let this be Cap versus Iron Man. And that's it.
I mean, it's going to be Cap's story for sure.
Yeah.
You could tell from the trailer.
But you definitely saw.
I hope
I
they
mean,
don't show any Spider-Man in the trailers. I don't want to see him
Right,
yet. I want
right.
to see him in the theaters.
my friend at work, Nike, he was talking about, we're really excited I'm really excited to see Spider-Man. I'm like, I don't think you're going to see him at all until the movies. He's just going to be...
Or he'll be in the next trailer.
All right.
I'm with you. I hope
I
they
don't think
And
he'll
I
be
hope-
until the
I
last
haven't seen any
trailer,
Vision
but
either, so I don't want
That's
to see
true.
him either. So
I didn't think Vision was supposed to be in this.
yeah, he's on Iron Man's team.
Oh, I didn't...
good. Yeah, I knew he was, but yeah,
Who's
I do
Martin?
hope it's like I like in the end where it shows them all going at it, getting ready to fight. But I hope that's the very end of the movie.
And then
You know,
leads
like
into
you
the
said,
next
yeah,
stuff.
and leads
I think that
into
Iron Man and Bucky scene is near the end.
yeah. But I hope
Right
like
after that, that's like where Iron Man's holding War Machine. You can see the airport that they're at in the background.
But yeah, I hope when you see Widow and Hawkeye and Iron Man and all of them coming together, I hope that's like the final scene of the movie that leads into
I'm
Avengers
sure
and
it'll
everything.
be like
Not like half the movie,
right.
Who's Martin Freeman going to be? Because you don't put Martin Freeman in a movie and just expect it's not like Robert Redford as Alex Cross or not Alex Cross, but as what's his face in Winter Soldier.
Director of
Yeah,
the liaison or something.
because Robert Redford's like he's done his time. Whatever. Martin Freeman is an A-list actor. He's got to have a significant part in this movie, and
I think he's supposed to be Henry Gyrick is what I keep hearing about. And he's like the liaison between the Avengers and the government in the comics.
Interesting.
Bilbo Baggins.
Yes, he's playing Bilbo Baggins. The Hobbit takes place in the Marvel universe.
Okay.
That makes
Got
sense.
it.
That makes more
Disney
sense.
bought J.R.R. Tolkien. They bought him,
They bought
Oh
him.
jeez.
his bones.
His grave. Yeah.
His
So-
They
bones.
cloned him.
Portal's
And
gonna
now
open
he's
up.
writing the
Smaug.
Hobbit comic book.
The Silmarillion
Where he teams
has
up with the Punisher.
just a ton of stuff about Iron Man and Captain America in it. Haven't you read it that much? Come on, Tucker. Read. Stephen Colbert would be ashamed of you.
There's just gonna be a portal and he's gonna be riding Smaug.
Yes.
Smaug
Smaug flying
Oh my
through
God.
New York. That
Um,
would be awesome.
Doctor Strange turns himself into Smaug. There you go.
Yes.
That's how you do it.
Yes, go Benny.
What was I gonna say? Oh,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's
No,
my
that's fine.
he's He's one of my favorites.
That's all I want to talk about.
Cucumber snatch.
I heard someone complaining that Hawkeye has no reason to be on Cap's side. Because it's like...
Really? His family?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just like Black Widow has more in common with Cap than Hawkeye does.
I guess.
They would
But
work together more.
right, but if I were Hawkeye, I mean, you have to be registered, and your family would have to come onto the books.
Right.
And he doesn't want that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I heard was because he because the whole thing is they're trying to get Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
And so Hawkeye understands what it's like to be mind controlled.
That's right.
So he would side with Cap and Bucky to defend him, because he was mind controlled.
And it makes
they're trying to get him for all that stuff he did.
I feel like if they did arrest Bucky and put him in a court and be like, hey, guess what? I was mind controlled by Soviets for 70 years.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So Russia doesn't even exist anymore. You're lying to us.
Right.
Right.
Like, well, you want me to show you the file? It's right
And
here.
I think that's what Baron Zemo's plot part in the movie is that he has all the proof, and that's who they're trying to get. But Iron Man and all the other guys are getting in his way.
It makes sense for Black Widow to be against Cap. I think it makes more sense to be against Cap because of Bucky, because of her issues with the Winter Soldier in the past. How he put a bullet right through her leg, clear through her leg, and stuff like that.
I thought it was through her stomach.
You're right, stomach. You're right. I'm sorry, but puts it clear through her and the scar and everything, and so I can understand. She's the ultimate Shield agent outside of.
Yeah.
Are they ever going to bring Phil into are they just going to keep him ignored until the Inhumans movie or something?
I'm pretty sure he's not coming out to the movies anymore.
Yeah, because they don't know he's alive.
I know, but eventually they've got to reveal that he's back.
He's freaking running the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Inhumans.
I'm just know.
Maybe Infinity War.
I just know I'm going to get really sad when they at Peggy Carter's funeral. It's just going to make me really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Did she die?
That's who the funeral. They confirmed. I believe it's her funeral. She's also 95.
Right.
She's old.
Right.
But it's still gonna be sad.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
For my tech of the week, I'm picking Superman American Alien, which is a Superman book. Yep. What was that?
I think I've read that one.
It just came out not long ago. Last week.
And it was All American, or one from a few years ago then.
No.
It was
No,
a similar title.
It's a 7-part series, and each one is a story from part in Superman's life. This one was about when he was a little kid, and he's first learning how to fly, and so he's just lifting off the ground, and he doesn't know what's happening, and it was really good. By a writer that I like, and I've talked about him a lot on the podcast, called Max Landis. Mm-hmm. So check that out. Does anyone else have any recommendations?
Pick of the week: Patriots over Broncos by 3 points.
No, not that. Wrong pick, dear.
Kyle, got anything?
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4. Kyle's pick of the week. Go ahead and read that.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Jessica
Go
Jones,
ahead.
watch Jessica Jones.
Find every
Yeah.
book in Fallout 4 and read them.
Also rewatch all of Daredevil if you haven't either, just because Daredevil was really good.
Well, that's it. Have fun, everybody. See you
Bye.
in 2 weeks.